Hey, edgelords, thanks so much for tuning in on your internet tuner. We want you to hit subscribe. Isn't that right, Robby?
That's right. That way you'll get the episodes as they come out every single Wednesday.
You need it, and you want it.
Graham.
Robby!
I think you know what's happening here.
This music is jacking us up.
And it's letting us know it's time for another
Edgelords!
Yes. What's
Baby,
that? What's that face you're making?
Like it raw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, that song sucks.
It is. This week, it's growing on me a little bit. This week,
Really?
yeah, this week it kind of like it was like an old friend that you don't particularly like who's back in town. You know, it's like I'm fucking sick of Steve, but I haven't seen him in forever.
He is there.
He's here, and that will do.
And he will be there. It's better than being alone, I guess.
Yes, yes, that is that's the measure that you want to hit.
And that was the dream of the musician when he composed this for a website that sells the music to anyone.
Yes, this will be better than nothing for them. They'll prefer this to having empty feedback sound.
Now, let me ask you this. So I have another podcast and about autism, and we had the theme music that we bought off one of these websites.
This week in edgy.
Go on.
The theme music that we bought off one of those websites, it was like $5. It was like the worst music we could find. And I see it, I hear it, I don't see it because I'm not.
You don't have synesthesia or some type of whatever.
Yes, I'm not on acid all the time, but I hear it all the time on like commercials, and I'm like,
oh, the $5 song is everywhere.
A low budget shitty commercial. You bought that, you dumbasses?
What type of products are they hawking with the $5 song?
Like we're talking like legal services.
Okay.
We're talking like, I don't really remember, but it's,
gotcha. But I do like that you watch the type of television that's so edgy that they need to sell legal services between.
Let me tell you something about the TV I watch. I don't have cable, but I have HD antenna.
Oh, yeah.
So I pick up 12 to 13 channels depending on the day and the weather. And
sunny day, time for some WKPX.
Yeah. Oh, I got the court channel. But they all of the channels are geared towards old people.
Yes.
And like there's channels like called Decades, and it's the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Okay.
So all TV shows from then. And then movies, ! And Buzzer, which is all old game shows. But all of the commercials are like, mesothelioma.
Yes. Do you have cancer? Did you work in an asbestos factory in 1957?
Yes, 1957 to 58.
Yeah.
You all have. Here's a giant button you wear around your neck in case you fall down your fucking stairs. You should have left this home years ago.
There's always the one from Meso Book, which is like, we'll send you a book on information about mesothelioma.
Yeah.
Like, if that's how you find out you have mesothelioma from an infomercial book that you read, that's the saddest thing in the world. Like, if you suspect that you might have mesothelioma, this is for our listeners, go to a doctor. Don't order a book from an infomercial and diagnose yourself that way. Go straight to a doctor.
Are you lethargic? Coughing blood? Bleed from the... Yes,
all of that.
Yes.
I'm all of that.
Dear God, I'm sick.
Thank God I called that 1-800 number and had them send me this book.
Another good one is a phone that does closed captions of the person you're calling. So you're talking to them on the phone, and there's a screen that goes, "Hi, Mom. How are you today?"
Wait, it's transcribing you? Or it's
them.
It's transcribing
because
them.
you can't hear them.
Got it. So
even though you're on the phone, you can't hear them.
Because in the role play, then you made yourself the mom. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that's got some type of application for deaf people who want to
Old
talk on the
people.
phone? Old people, right.
It shows.
Oh, yeah, like the Jitterbug cell phone. That's a flip phone with 9 buttons.
Yes.
It's just got like the numbers, and each button is like roughly the size of a quarter.
It's named after the last dance you learned.
Yes, the Jitterbug. That's so like they're not
1930.
that old.
I
Like,
know.
Someone who's like 70 now, they could have been at Woodstock.
Yeah.
They weren't doing the Lindy Hop with their
twist.
friends. The Charleston.
Yeah, the Charleston. Yeah. That is condescending.
It is condescending,
Yeah.
yes. My parents, my dad just turned 70. My mother is 68. Both avid like iPhone users. And now my mom has gotten like kind of better than me with Instagram. Like she knows how to post like stories and reels and reply to stuff and share stuff. And
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's that also it also means that that's the death knell for Instagram.
Oh, now that my 68-year-old mother is on there?
Yeah.
Yes. But she's also on TikTok.
Wow.
Yes. I don't know. She's not like, she doesn't post on TikTok as much as, I mean, the algorithm on TikTok is just so powerful that once it figures out, like, it gets the smallest sense of who you are, then you'll be able to scroll forever because it will just serve up exactly what it knows that you like.
I'm not. Yeah, I've been good at not giving them what I like.
Yes.
So it's just butts.
So you're lying to.
Yeah.
My TikTok is 85% butts for sure.
It's just butts, and that it hasn't learned me yet.
It's so funny because it's like they have this powerful algorithm. It's like you don't need a powerful algorithm.
Yeah.
If it's a man and you put butts there, they're going to be like, "This is your powerful algorithm."
We're all in awe of this powerful Chinese algorithm that's like men butts, women makeup.
How do they do it? Who are these geniuses?
Chinese masterminds do it?
They
truly
us.
are the ascending economy. Well, should we read an ad?
Yes, let's read an ad. I think we should make some money.
Speaking of an ascending economy.
Yes. Oh, and there's none ascending like this podcast right here. We are the China of podcasts.
We are.
So this is what a huge get for us.
This is a big one.
This is a little something out of the boutique alcohol industry, which is all the rage right now, all the buzz. People love this. So this is a new sponsor. So if you're a fan of P. Diddy's Ciroc or George Clooney's tequila, then you'll love Celebrity Vodka.
The only vodka endorsed by celebrities from TV movies.
Wow. TV and movies?
No, TV movies.
Celebrity Vodka is the first vodka to win the prestigious Staten Island Spirits competition and has a distinction of being the only vodka banned in Russia.
Celebrity vodka can be used to power certain diesel vehicles.
And if that's not enough for you, just listen to this quote from a celebrity. I like to enjoy it with other celebrities.
And this quote, I am famous and I like vodka.
So if you like fame, pop culture, and recreationally drinking fuel substitutes, ask your doctor if Celebrity Vodka is right for you.
And when he says no, tell him to shut the fuck up.
Celebrity Vodka. Fuck doctors. We are here with none other than Adam Pally, everybody. Adam Pally, you might know him from Happy Endings, The Mindy Project, Making History, Champaign Ill, the goddamn Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
These are all great things.
This guy is out there. He's working. So, Adam, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome,
sorry.
Daddy.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Don't you ever apologize. That's the first rule of being on Edge Lords.
Yes, you have to be strong. No matter even if you're wrong.
I just didn't realize that there was drops.
Yeah, this is a really high production. It costs every episode of this costs us $36,000 to make.
We
Yes.
hired a professional voice actor to do that. So
we are losing a lot of money on this.
I mean, you guys are just by what you're doing right now, you guys are actually professional voice actors.
Yes, that's true.
So you didn't have to go. Well, yeah. I mean, this podcast is somewhere.
Yes.
So it's professional to me.
Yes, and it's written all over my 8x10 headshot, which I send to everyone, every resident of Los Angeles.
Also, I just hate to nitpick on that, but you might not want to write all over the thing that is supposed to be the image of you.
Okay.
To represent.
I mean, what would you know? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Nothing. I know nothing. There is no right and wrong. Everybody's on their own journey. I just know.
I don't know if you've seen the setup or I think we would know better than you what to do in Hollywood.
Yeah, I think we get it.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
We were
yeah, of course. Whatever.
We were both in the Tales movie that released only in Taiwan. Sonic's partner, Sonic's friend.
Oh, Tales. Tales.
Yeah.
I just realized as I said it that riff won't work because Tales is a homonym.
Yeah, it's got several.
Yeah, I fucked up bad. My point is I fucked up bad.
Make sure you pick up that Topo Chico, but do not take a sip.
Yeah, just back out of everything. Back out of your riff.
No
back out of the sip.
No spine even on the drinking.
Yeah,
like, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, after that riff, there was a voice in my head that's like, "You don't deserve to be hydrated. You didn't earn it."
Yeah. Does sparkling water hydrate you?
I don't know. This is an argument I have with my wife a lot because she drinks exclusively sparkling water.
Yeah, me too. I think I mean, like I can get down still. It's not like but I prefer sparkling.
Huh. When I lived in Europe, I'm a well-traveled man.
That's a flex, yeah.
But I lived there, and
it's not so much of a flex now.
True.
No.
Yeah, it's just the right thing.
Well, what happened? Were you just coming back from a cruise and then you were made to stay there, or what?
Yeah, I was a comedian on a cruise line, and they had us docked for way too long, and I escaped.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
Spreader.
Yes. It's fine. I just didn't want to be there, and those people were going to die anyway.
Who does?
Yeah. And it was somewhere in Italy. Anyway, I was living in Hungary, and I made a friend, and he was like a semi-pro basketball player, and he was like, "Come practice with us," and I was like, "Okay," and I went to to get a drink of water on the sidelines, and everything was sparkling water.
That's the most European thing I've ever heard.
It's like it's like.
Well, I heard that in the European Football League, they had to stop their celebration of dousing the coach in hot espresso after a win.
A tragic accident.
And
it was too hot one day.
Thankfully, it was just one of those tiny espresso cups, so it wasn't too bad.
It's not a whole Gatorade container. It's a very small amount, but it's just enough.
It was the first MLS player that went over there that got transferred, and he brought that
tradition with
American tradition over there, and he killed his coach.
When in Rome.
Yeah.
So, Adam, what we need to do, we need to determine if you're edgy enough to join us on that journey, and we do that through our edgy lightning round. We're going to ask you a series of questions, and then at the end, we're going to bestow on you a level of edginess between 1 and 5 kettlebells.
Can I ask you a question just about the format?
Mm-hmm.
Why, this is, I mean, you do it the way you want to do it, obviously, but if this is the first test of being edgy, why are we going so quickly? Why is it lightning? Is there a time constraint? Because that seems like it would flaw the answers. You know what I mean?
He's making asking a lot of questions.
Asking a lot of questions for sure. Yeah, he's got a lot of concerns here.
Bit of a power flash.
Yeah,
you're whispering into a microphone.
Oh God!
You're
Damn it! We fucked this up once again.
A little upset.
And now you're actually letting me see more of your mouth moving by putting your hand that way.
I don't know how this works exactly. You don't have to go at any. You go at the speed you want to go, but you did.
Okay, I was just confused.
Yes, well, you failed the first test by being overly polite.
Edgy lightning round.
You're telling me that is not one of your voices?
Okay, we don't need to discuss the origin of this. Let's just say we spent a lot of cash to get these bumpers done. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. First question. It's
Peter Mayhew.
Opening with the edgy Holy Trinity. Adam, what is your favorite drug, cigarette brand, and alcohol?
My favorite cigarette brand is Parliament Light. Do you consider is marijuana considered a drug?
It sure is. Yeah, it shouldn't be, but it is.
I guess by default, then marijuana. Because I try not to do the other ones that much anymore. And then what was the third question?
Alcohol.
Oh, oof, that's tough because I literally drink so much.
Good for you.
Good, yeah, good answer.
Yeah, you're getting back on board here.
Probably tequila, like fine tequila.
Ooh, okay, yeah. What is a fine tequila to you? What's a?
I mean, there's so many, like it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive, but like just like a fancy like sipping tequila, you know, that's like an añejo or something is really, you know, really up my alley.
Tequila is the one liquor that I no longer do because that's the one, you know, everyone has the one liquor they did wrong. I was 19 and it was Montezuma. I had like 11 shots of Montezuma in under an hour in the next 48 hours of my life.
That sounds bad.
It was very bad. Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah,
it says
I've learned that lesson a couple times, but I just keep trying to teach it. Class.
I see the student has become the teacher.
Tequila.
Well, like there is sometimes like you'll buy like, you know, there's this like really kind of like I don't want to use a pejorative term, but like twee like alcohol shop in my neighborhood in New York, and so I would say like once a week I stop by and pick up a bottle after, you know, on my way home and use that and like have that last me the week. And what were we talking about?
Favorite drug was marijuana, right?
Yeah.
We're talking alcohol. We're talking liquors.
But
something
anyway,
about
like,
wet brain. I don't know.
Yeah, I will like go in there. I will go in there and like, you know, sometimes they will give you like, they'll be like, oh, do you want to try this? This is like a tequila that we've got mixed with a rainwater that we only get from, you know, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I will try that. And it will have the taste of like the tequila you're mentioning.
Yes.
You know, that like, it's just a different taste. It, like, it almost tastes like vomit in the back of your mouth.
Yeah,
like
it's always in the back, upper back.
Oh yeah, it makes your mouth sweat. You start to like sweat in your mouth, and like, and it's always such a game changer for me in that moment in that store because I will have to be like, yes, very good. Can I have the other one that I always get?
Yeah. You're the one that doesn't have a reclaimed city water in it, please.
I think tequila, I would say.
Okay, Gramuel.
I think that's you're on your way. You're on your way. What is your best tat? And you have to have one.
I do. I have enough tats to be considered a chef, but I don't cook. Did you say worst?
Best. Raddest tat.
Raddest tat. I don't know if I have any good one. All of them are pretty bad. I would say my biggest one is inside my arm.
Oh, what are
it's probably like the whole. It's an owl.
A shoe? An owl.
It's an owl.
Oh, cool.
Okay, yeah, pretty
That's cool. A cool one. I've always wanted a tattoo right there.
It hurts of all the places that I have them. That hurt the most by far. Because it's at least for me, it's fleshy.
Yeah, it's the thin skin.
You know, so they have to like really dig the needle in, as opposed to when you get it on your arm or something. It's just kind of like, you know, not as bad.
Now you have kids.
Yes,
is that correct? Now, would you say that is it hurt more than childbirth, or twice as much as childbirth?
Good question.
Yeah.
I hate to answer a question with a question.
Yeah.
But
what I asked you was not proper English, if that's what you're getting at.
I was more going to ask about the demographic of listener on this podcast.
Alpha males.
If it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, twice as much as childbirth.
Good.
Yeah.
Man knows how to play to his audience, and I respect that.
That's right.
We do have a few alpha females listening.
Point to that anytime your wife complains. Just go,
See what I've been through?
I do.
Smart. What is the tat you regret most, and why?
I have a tattoo on my chest of my Hebrew name that I share with my grandfather, who's no longer with us. And I got that at like 19. And I regret it the most, not because I'm not like proud to be Jewish, but just because of the like severity of it and the size of it.
Right.
It looks as if I was someone's property in a Tel Aviv prison.
Well, look, that answer actually segues perfectly into our next question. This is Kismet. What is the best song to grind to on a bar mitzvah dance floor?
Salt and Pepper, Push It.
That's a great answer. It's so definitive,
right away.
so quick.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that answer.
I mean, that's from when I was a kid, but I can't imagine a better beat to come on when you're like, want to rug burn your pole.
Yeah. Which is a time-honored tradition of every 13-year-old.
Yes.
Everything. Tuck it up under that belt and pray to God you don't get any metal in there.
That one goes across race, across religion. We all, at that age, it's time to grind. And no one's going to do that better than Salt and Pepper for you.
A little safer for Europeans and Canadians because we have a little extra protection down there, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, definitely different.
Your people.
Yes, the bar mitzvahs are definitely...
gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Excuse me?
No, I'm just kidding. It is beautiful.
Gross. No one likes it. Yeah.
I don't, I don't say circumcision anymore. I now say the Snyder cut.
Wouldn't it be longer? Wouldn't it be the other way?
That's true. They add.
I have the Snyder cut.
That's right.
You have the original one.
However, your cut is in 4:3 ratio.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Hey, it's just a very wide, stocky penis. Far too much skin.
You got Danny DeVito of rods.
Hey. He's got a good career, gets the job done, makes women laugh when they see it.
Fairly recognizable. You know it's him.
A lot of hair on the sides. Anyway, what is your favorite way to shred your bod?
Ooh, that's a good question. Before the pandemic, I was just starting to box a little, which was pretty rad. I was getting shredded up from it. And then the pandemic happened, and I was supposed to start a movie like right before the pandemic where I was 30 pounds heavier than I was. So for the first 6 months, I gained 30 pounds in the pandemic, and then the movie got canceled.
That sucks.
You gained 30 pounds of muscle for the movie?
No, my friend. I gained 30 pounds of alcohol.
Hell yeah.
I picked up a solid 20 in the first 6 months of the pandemic as well. Because I went from I really did just start drinking every night.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, you were in New York. You have to take it very seriously. You're just staying in. You just needed a way to demark that it's nighttime now. And I did that with I guess
the only way.
Wine.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in for this is my 13th day of a very strict Canadian isolation that you have to do when you come in here to work.
Are you up in Canada?
I'm in Vancouver.
Oh.
And it's very strict. Like the cops come to your door. There are drones that come and check on you and stuff. And
drones.
Drones. Yeah.
Wow.
I got a call that was like, could you come to your window? And I was like, sure. And I came to the window and this
just
drone.
No way.
And I was like,
what the? I was up in Canada for where I'm Canadian, but I was up in Canada, and maybe because I was Canadian, they didn't care, but there was no drones. Also, I don't think you could fly a drone that low to where my Airbnb was. They don't go to basement Airbnbs.
Yeah, I'm in a high rise. I'm in one of those every area of Canada with all glass high rise looks like Toronto to me. It's all little Toronto.
Yeah.
And so I'm in one of those buildings.
Yeah.
And so I guess they needed something to check on you. I don't know. But the cops have also come twice, which is so it's no matter what is going on, when a cop knocks on your door, it's it's horrifying. You know?
Yeah.
It's always scary. I feel less scary in Canada, right?
Yeah.
No, they still do that same knock. A cop's knock is so normal people knock on the door it's very hello. When a cop knocks on the door
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah. And you're just making sure there's no heroin around. You're like, I don't do those drugs.
I haven't left here in 14 days. I'm like, And then still, I'm looking around the apartment, should I hide this olive oil? Is this olive oil okay?
Yeah. And they always just speak it, probably in Canada as well, just that slightly elevated tone of sir, we're just checking to see everything's okay here.
Yeah. Have you left?
Hey, calm down. We're not doing anything to bother you, are we?
Exactly.
Yes, you are. Anyway, so I haven't been getting that shredded here at all. And I have been drinking to mark like you said, like it is it's a marcation of the night. You know, it's like nighttime falls and I can pour a glass of wine or whiskey or tequila or something. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is different than before.
I made it
this
through
feeling
another
is
day.
different. Yeah.
I lost 15 pounds during the pandemic.
Did you really?
Whoa, good for you.
Because I drink socially and I just couldn't go out. And it was like, oh, I was drinking this much beer. I was not moving, not exercising. And I lost 15 pounds by not leaving my house.
What were you doing?
I like to get after it.
Time to leave work for the day. I'll have 11 beers.
Well, I guess being a comedian and like every night having 3 beers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It just adds up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a young man anymore. It doesn't disappear in my body. My body's like, we need this.
Keep it.
Yeah. This is good.
We've come so far from the 80s comics where we're like, I'm a comic, so every night I have exactly 3 beers. Yeah. And then I go to bed by 11:30. Yeah. I party.
It's so funny. Like at I was talking to some comedians at the Comedy Cellar, and they were like the older guys were like, yeah, when like 20 years ago, everyone was talking about like the drugs and alcohol they were drinking every night, and now everyone talks about like the green juice that they drink.
Yeah,
and, like these
weird... I mean, I saw that picture of like Steve-O with like a bunch of nitrous canisters and like beer around, and he's smiling, and then it's like 20 years later, and instead of the nitrous, it's like lettuce,
right?
And he's got like a carrot in his hand. And it was like, I think he would have been better off if he died.
Yeah. Because he still has all those tattoos.
Because it's like
and now he's just a lettuce man.
Yeah. He's a lettuce man, and like he's not. There's nothing going on there.
Yeah,
it's Steve-O.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like his family could have probably used the influx of cash and attention if he died then. But now if he dies, it's gonna be like, nah, whatever, lettuce man.
And it's just like, it's also like, it makes sense if you live that lifestyle and then your job is to get like kicked in the balls by a donkey or whatever. But if you do that and then have like a sensible dinner, I don't even know what the hell you are. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like he's going out there and like having alligators like nip at his balls and then being like, can someone give me a coconut water?
Yeah, please. I'm gonna need a acai bowl over here.
Like,
I take care of my body.
Do we have any more of that hibiscus? I'm feeling a little tight. Yeah, bring in the stun gun.
Now shove this condom full of rocks up my ass.
Yeah. Take me to a doctor to piss him off. And the doctor's like, well, we did find the joke, but you are also at an age where your prostate is enlarging.
Yeah. We can't shove as many toy cars up your ass.
I hate to tell you this, Steve-O, but the car up your ass is the least of your problems. You have prostate cancer.
and the opening scene of Jackass. I'm Steve-O, and I'm about to get chemotherapy.
We're putting wasabi in my IV.
All right, Adam. Would you rather wear only Skechers sneakers for an entire year or Sperry boat shoes for an entire year?
Sperry boat shoes.
Oh, okay.
I don't like a boat shoe, but I do like a loafer.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
And I feel like
loafers are coming back
big time, and I feel like I can get away with a boat shoe as a loafer more than I could with a Sketcher as like a cool Hoka 1-1. You know, kind of like Dover Street Market shoe.
It's going to be tough. I didn't understand anything you said in the end of that sentence. Those were all references I didn't get. But it's tough to pull
it's
Skechers
for your demo.
off. Gotcha. Okay, they'll be thrilled then.
That'll be just jazz as the
I don't understand what that means.
No, it means super rad and tight.
Don't get those. You're gonna have to use more modern slang. I'm very young.
He's embarrassing us on our own podcast.
Bitchin'. Anyway, there's other words. We'll email about it. Pally. What is your favorite Tom Cruise movie?
Ooh. He's made a lot of good movies. I would say like Born on the 4th of July is, to me, him at his most cruisy. You know, like no legs, crawling out of a wheelchair, kind of like screaming.
Yeah. I was going to ask you what cruisy was, but that's good.
You know, cruisy to me is like, you know, that like faux intensity that, I love him. I think he's great. Yeah. But you know how sometimes it's like he has kind of one gear. Yeah. You know, it's like super intense. Yeah. And that's his most, but I do like Magnolia is like he's so funny in it.
He can be really funny when he needs to be.
He can be. I will say, and I have brought this up with the creators, that I find his Tropic Thunder character to be extremely anti-Semitic.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah, I find that to be like step and fetch shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's now that you say it, I do see it, and I haven't before, which is interesting because I feel like I definitely see anti-Semitic stuff even where it's not necessarily.
I mean, I'm looking for it. Yeah. But that movie came on recently, and I was like, whoa.
How do you feel about...
Who let this on the air?
Yeah. Jew to Jew, how do you feel about Dirty Dancing? Because I feel like Dirty Dancing is the most like closeted anti-Semitic movie of all time.
Explain yourself.
Because that is like a Catskills like summer retreat for Jews.
It's like the Jews are right. Okay.
And all of the Jews are just kind of like, they're not particularly good looking. They're all bad dancers. Yeah. And then in comes sexy Swayze, this outsider that all the girls want to fuck. He's cucking the husband. Yes. One of the Jewish guys forces this girl to get an abortion. Like there's just all this, just like the Jews are kind of portrayed awfully. And then there's just this hero, this one Christian man, king of the camp.
Cast by the Jewish lady who wrote the script, and it might be like a self-hating thing.
Yeah, sometimes we're our own worst enemies. I will say, like Jennifer Grey, if you want to speak anti-Semitism, you could argue that her facial reconstruction, and on a whole, was caused by the industry and the backlash to being such a Jewish-looking leading lady, and it ruined her career. I think you could argue that.
Yeah. She had her natural look was like interesting and
I loved
appealing.
It.
And
she was so hot. She was like a Jewess. Yes. You know, she was like one of the first. Her and Tracy Gold, to me, were like, I remember being like the first two like super hot Jewish women.
Right.
As a Gentile, I like a Jewess. I was always. Is that racist?
I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm gonna stop you here.
That's your word. Here. Did I learn that?
I think anytime you, as a Gentile, would say that another race that you like them, like I like those people, them, it gives the exotic. It puts it in like an exotic thing, which I think is probably why people in America, at least Americans, don't like to be kind of like classified as like, I like a Jewish girl. Right. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. And
what does that mean? You like a girl that's got strong opinions?
Yes.
No, like, yeah. All right,
there is a cultural difference. There is a cultural difference.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't care. It's like for a Jew to be like, we have it so rough. I mean, look what's going on.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I am a racist man.
See, that's the most edgy thing you can be.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got that out. And I'm glad that I came on this podcast and got you to say it.
Yeah.
Finally. This is the whole point. This has really been an intervention for Graham. And Adam, you're the one who cracked
I gotta tell you what, I am floored. I am disappointed in myself.
Okay. Adam, what is the best chain restaurant to get kicked out of?
Ooh. An Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, great choice. I love that. I'm from Tampa. I'm wearing a Tampa hat right now, and that's a brand that started in Tampa, Florida.
That's a Tampa hat?
Yeah, it's the airport code.
I thought it was like a toilet paper hat.
It's the airport.
Me too.
Coat.
You know what?
Yeah.
Me too. And I was going to be like, oh, cool. Maybe it's like one of those like, I'm Robby, and I'm
a big fan of toilet paper.
I love toilet paper.
You guys know me.
I invested in toilet paper 11 months ago, and
my life has been nothing but clean.
Yeah.
No, I think that an Outback Steakhouse, as far as like references go, is the funniest of it. Like a macaroni grill may be funny too.
Yeah. Well,
but
also
like,
getting kicked out of a place whose slogan is "No rules, just right." That's a power move.
Is it
Maybe
because
Busters.
you hate Australian people?
Oh, here we go.
Absolutely not. I don't know why. I feel like we're trying to shoehorn now, find a race that I am culpable of to make you feel better.
Well, who's to say?
No, I don't like them, but I don't hate them.
Fair. That's fair.
Well, I think they're hot.
All right. Well, that's worse. No. I think of the blooming onion as just like a funny. I don't know. There's something funny about Outback. Also, maybe this wasn't Outback. Was there a place called Lone Star Steakhouse where you could eat peanuts and throw them on the floor?
Oh yeah, definitely places where you can do that existed. Lone Star sounds familiar, but there was a Longhorn.
That was
Steakhouse.
a Longhorn. Maybe it was Longhorn.
Yeah,
that is a horrible. Oh, I take it all back. You know what it is? Tads.
Tads. I haven't even heard of Tads. But
Tads was in Times Square forever. Tads steak sandwich.
No
Remember
way.
that
I don't even know it. Yeah.
Oh my God. It was like my whole childhood was coming into the Lincoln Tunnel and seeing Tads.
We're going to Tads.
Tad steak sandwich in Times Square.
I love that name. I want a steak sandwich. We're going to Tads.
Yeah, you roll up to Tads, which is pretty much just like a window on 47. Like,
we're in the city.
Yeah. Give me one of those famous New York steak sandwiches.
It's below the Olive Garden next to the M&M store.
Then I'll take you to my favorite pizzeria, Sparrow's.
All right, Gramuel, you're up.
All right. What is your favorite Muppet?
Rolf.
Which one was Rolf?
Am I getting the name wrong? The piano playing?
Yeah. That's Rolf.
Yeah. The piano playing. Rolf to play piano.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good. Thanks to the impression, you sold it.
Yeah.
I feel like he always would be like, yeah. He was very agreeable.
Well, you lived in Chicago at some point, right?
Yes, I lived in Chicago.
I feel like Rolf is the most Chicago of the Muppets.
Yeah, because he is kind of second city. He like plays piano, and he's like not as opinionated as New York, but yeah, he's not as consequential as like Fozzie, who I consider like a New York comedian.
Yes, Fozzie is a burned out New York comic. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I guess I identify with Rolf. He worked in tandem with Fozzie sometimes. They're both bears, and Rolf would be like the piano player to Fozzie's like stand up.
You're right.
You know, it was like an Ed McMahon situation sometimes. So Fozzie would deliver a joke, and Rolf would be like, "Ha ha, yes."
That's such a great combo. I don't know, like obviously Conan did it, but I don't know why none of the other late night hosts really did like the affable person next to you who's going to save.
Well, they have the band leader now. They use
that's
that.
true.
You know?
Yeah,
they're like,
it's weird that they don't, because also like I think it's probably egotistical, to be honest with you. I mean, that as I'm sure we all know from being around the industry, that job churns out psychopaths like no other.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you don't come away from hosting your own talk show with anything less than a personality disorder.
A talk show named after you, always named after you.
Always named after you, even if it's got a different name before you got there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It ends up being named after you.
Your name is on.
And no matter what you do after, you are certified a lunatic.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure. You got Jay Leno, who's just sitting on $200 million, who's like, I never touched it tonight show money. You never touch it.
No.
Oh, yeah.
But that's bullshit too. You know that's fucking bullshit.
Absolutely bullshit.
It's horse shit. But you never touched it? Then where'd you find this vintage 1912 fucking fire truck?
Yeah. Let me tell you, so I do stand up.
Yeah.
It's not from stand up. I know he's got a different rate than me.
I picked up a few shifts at the Chipotle. I like to just like wherever. I take the job. It's not for a job. I take the job.
I don't touch my Tonight Show money. I do a weekend at the Mirage. And next thing you know, I'm swimming in a 1975 Miata with 4 seats.
1935 Miata.
That's when they were building Miata with 4 seats for 4 people instead of 2. It's like it's also that kind of collect. Like Jerry has a house on the Upper West Side, and then next to it a garage on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful. He should not be allowed to do that.
It's so crazy.
Like with so many unhoused people on the street that are literally like freezing in the cold, and Jerry's like, click. No, not you.
Yeah.
Click. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, I need
do that on the island.
House my 160 Porsches in Manhattan.
Do it on the island. Do it on the North Shore. No one cares.
Which one of these Porsches should I pick up a high school girl in today?
It's literally like
you'll be displacing people who need to be displaced.
It's the most sacred real estate in the world. New York City real estate. And this dude has a garage in one of those brownstones that like probably like a large part of the Declaration of Independence was argued in. He's like, you know what? I'd like to turn the top floor into where I keep my station wagons from the 30s.
Yeah.
Who came up with that name, station wagons?
Yeah.
Are we parking them in stations?
Is the station? Yeah.
And who's pushing the wagon?
I every time I like Jay Leno, he just shows one of his cars and you see his garage, I'm just like, oh, you need children, and you don't have children.
So sad.
And you're just trying to find. Sad. Now you don't have your show, and that was filling that void. And you're like, you're just trying to occupy this empty, sad life with this Studebaker.
Yeah,
it's so sad and weird, and the whole thing with Mavis is weird.
I will say I worked with him one time, and he was super nice. I hung out in his green room with him and his wife, and they've been together like, I don't know, 40 years or something, and they did, to their credit, seem to genuinely like enjoy each other's company still.
I believe that. I believe they have a nice
that too. Yeah, and it's probably healthier that they don't have kids as someone with children. Like, I'm sure they're having a great fucking time, and you know what? They probably are rich because they don't have kids. But you're right. That like a man of that age with that many possessions, I don't know. There's something about possessions as you get older that you start to go like, what am I doing with all this shit?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like on a small scale, it's like whatever, your video game system or whatever. And then you're like, I don't know. There's something about the collection of possessions that is sad to me.
Right.
I have no family or possessions. So what does that mean?
You're a drifter.
Yeah.
You're a real man.
It means you're not to be trusted.
No.
Nothing to lose.
I wish I had something to lose.
Like, you know, like sneaker collectors and stuff. Like I have a few sneakers, but like my collection is mostly a rotation, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That's healthy.
You know? Yeah. Oh, I try to be, but I always find it weird when you're like, you know, people open up like a room and they're like, look at all these things.
Yes.
I don't know. I find it to be like weird.
This is my personality.
What am I? Yeah. A sneaker collector.
I'm a sneaker guy.
Yeah. Well, it becomes this very existential thing of just like, I'm here and I just acquire stuff. That's it. What else am I going to do with my time? I acquire and I accumulate. And a new thing comes out.
I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I mean, when I buy something, it makes me feel better, for sure. But there's something about the mass collection of the same thing,
right?
That is like insane. It's like the definition of insanity to me.
Especially something like sneakers, which sneakers are cool. I have sneakers, but like that, you're also just playing into like a market made by a giant global corporation with probably not the best ethics. And you're just like, well, they just dropped the new, Cement 13s. I got to get these as well.
Yeah. And I feel like cars are that way too. It's like, well, I'm collecting all these cars are horrible for the environment. And then they're collecting space that could be used for other things. And like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing to do with your money. Yeah. I understand like having a lot of money. I like that.
Yes. But now we're taking it a step further, and like now the things you're collecting are also not even like NFTs, like someone spending $20 million on a GIF or whatever. And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
There's like an artist in Brooklyn who sold an NFT of a fart.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
For how much?
I didn't.
It was like $85, but it was still like
I'll buy your fart with a shit.
Yeah, this is a negotiation war. You don't want to win. You don't like where this is going.
All right. You're up next.
Adam, favorite all-time babe. Can be a man or a woman. We're not here to judge.
That's a great question. I'm gonna say Christina Ricci from Black Snake Moan.
Whoa, yeah.
Ooh, good one.
That is a good one. That's like kind of off the beaten path as well. Like Christina Ricci she's super hot, but she's like, I don't know if she's considered that way, thought of that way as an actress.
Christina Ricci, Christina Ricci is from Jersey. And I was in high school in New Jersey, and her and Natalie Portman were from like the Northeast, and there were so many rumors about kids like, I made out with Natalie Portman, I made out with Christina Ricci. It was like all up and down. That like I remember being like, Christina Ricci is so hot, my God. And I became like kind of obsessed with Christina Ricci. Yeah. And she's still so hot and cool.
And she's cool. That's the thing.
Yeah, she's cool, but she's taken a step back, I feel like, from working.
Yeah, I guess
maybe because she's normal,
forever.
which means she's cool.
Yeah, probably.
She's like reached a level where she's like, I don't know. Speaking of hometown rumors of making out with celebrity babes, my friend's big brother was rumored to get an HJ from Alanis Morissette at the Mayfair Theater.
Whoa!
In high school.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
Well,
how many theaters was Alanis Morissette just whipping cocks at? He mentions it in a song. You think she's like going like, if I was a kid in her class, I'd be like, oh, Alanis, you want to go see a movie?
Yeah.
Because I do with you.
Because I hear you like movies.
Well, how cool was your friend's big brother? Was he on the hockey team?
He was like
cool as Dave Coulier.
Yeah, did he wear multiple polo shirts?
This is before she was famous, and she went to Glebe Collegiate Institute.
Of course,
Glebe
no one's famous giving out hand jobs.
Not to
hand jobs in a movie theater.
Not to Aiden Mamet's big brother.
And first of all, it sounds too close to the song.
Yeah.
Well,
the famous line in the song is, "I went down on you in a theater."
All right. Everything I say is stupid. Fine.
No. It's great. It's great.
No, I'm kidding. I mean, obviously, it's not real.
Weirdly,
but that was a rumor.
I feel like Alanis Morissette is your version of Natalie Portman.
But this was
like the Canadian Natalie Portman.
Certainly, not quite as attractive, but there.
I think she lives right above her.
Yeah. A little colder, but so this was before. I don't believe it either, but this was before Jagged Little Pill came out. This was when she was
a pop star.
A pop star, and her as a 15-year-old singing the Canadian national anthem was what we had to listen to every morning in school.
Every morning?
Yeah,
every morning.
Yeah.
Wow. She was dating like Ryan Reynolds when he was at like the height of his like studness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of people being like, that's an odd pairing. But I feel like she's like Canadian Madonna, you know?
Yeah.
So you would be like, well, yeah, it's like Dennis Rodman dating Madonna. Like, you know, there's something like different about it.
They're both cool and they're both Canadian. And I think that there's a shorthand, you know, from when you're up there. And they probably went through a lot of the same stuff, you know?
Yeah, no.
It's fun to like be like, Americans are weird, right? Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Plus all those hand jobs in movie theaters.
A little exotic.
That's why Reynolds was sticking around. We going to the movies again
Reynolds
tonight,
is like, you know, I got the greatest girlfriend. She loves going to the movies. And what do I do for a living?
It was a perfect couple.
All right. Final question of this very fast lightning round. What is your favorite euphemism for sex?
Making out.
Very good.
Okay.
Subtle.
Yes, very subtle. So misdirect.
Well, I feel like when you have kids, it's like, you know, it has to. It gets more subtle, but there's something about the like kind of like, are we gonna make out? It's like, first of all, married couples don't make out. It's like that just means, you know, you're gonna get it.
That's why it's hot. It's exciting for you. Yeah. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. So it's like there's something. Because you're adults, it's like, I don't know. There's something like that. It means so much more than what you're saying, that it's hotter than being like knocking boots or I don't know, something like that.
Well, what could possibly be hotter than knocking boots? Adam? The sexiest of all of the euphemisms.
But like, so what's your favorite euphemism?
My favorite euphemism is actually, it's one that I learned on this podcast from Shane Torres, and it's trade and paint.
I like that.
Trade and paint's great, right?
Trade and paint is great. It does have a workmanlike quality.
It sure does, yeah.
Yes.
But certainly,
so does blue collar.
So does knocking boots.
Yeah.
You know.
It takes a little bit of the romance out of it.
Yeah, you know, it certainly does. That's a good point. When I was a kid, teenager, or whatever, the joke was that if you had a thin penis, or there was the opposite problem with a lady, you were stirring paint.
Stirring paint.
Yes.
Okay.
In like a paint can.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Stirring paint, I like.
Yeah. Yep.
I love calling it paint.
No one does. I did. Yeah, but it would made me laugh quite hard when I was a little boy.
It works. It works. I think both of those work. They do. They are like, I guess, doing the opposite of them. They're taking a little bit of the romance out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's
like
fine.
throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
See those ones. Yeah, those ones.
Those ones creep me out. They always creep me out. Like anything edible creeps me out.
Anything that also like makes a correlation between how much sex a woman has had and the looseness, tightness of her vagina, where it's like,
yes, that's the worst.
The difference between 40 dicks and one dick 40 times it's the same thing.
Yes,
there's no correlation between these things.
It is a thing for men with thin penises to say,
to complain about.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah.
Not me, because I'm 4x3. I got the.
This community seems really afflicted.
Yeah.
Well, you should come to one of the meetings, Adam. We're not what everybody thinks we are.
I have to go to my own meetings. I have a tuna can.
I have a Danny DeVito. What are you talking about?
To go to the DeVito meeting.
I can't reach the back, but I'm good with the sides.
Well, we got to tabulate scores here, Adam. So bear with us for a second as we tabulate.
Remember, you want
kettlebells
5 kettlebells.
Okay. What I like,
he came off the top questioning us, and I thought that was a bit of a boss move.
It was a power move. I like that. Points for that.
Yes.
Newports. He said Newports
for
was
cigarettes.
No, I didn't. I said Parliaments.
Oh, yes. Parliaments. That's right. That's right.
Parliaments. Yeah. Lights. Parliament and lights. Well,
Parliaments were good when I was doing drugs because they had a little
recess.
The recess, which is they're great for drugs.
Yeah, that's a drug cigarette for sure.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper. Push it. Definitively. No weight. Yeah, he knew.
I like that. That's good. Called me a racist. Another boss move.
Yes,
I was in jest.
Yeah,
our move for sure. And
well,
you taught me something.
You taught me something. You taught me something which was important.
Outback Steakhouse. That's a Tampa reference, so that's just extra points for me.
Is it? Okay.
Christina Ricci. We haven't had that answer yet.
No, that was a new one.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's a bit of a badass.
Yep, that's true too.
Making out. There
you go.
Favorite all time. All right. Well, Rolf. Okay, here.
Rolf.
I'm gonna say 5.
Why did you move the microphone? You moved away from the microphone and brought the microphone towards where you were.
Well, despite all that, you're a 5 kettlebells. 5 kettlebells.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Adam.
Wow.
Thank you. That was great.
Which now qualifies you to discuss with us some
scalding hot takes. Burn me, Daddy.
I love your drops.
They're the best part of this podcast. We edit it down to just the drops. When this comes out, it'll be 45 seconds.
That last one was Sir Hugh Laurie.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, $20,000 for that one.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Can't even realize it's him.
Mm-hmm. You want to go first
very good.
on a scalding hot take?
Okay. This one is... I cannot believe that... I think chicken is stupid. I've been eating a lot of chicken, and it's just I'm cooking for myself chicken, and either it's rubbery,
okay,
or you risk killing yourself. It's too high. The risk-reward ratio is way off.
What are you doing when you're cooking your chicken that you feel like you're in constant threat of death or burning?
Food poisoning. If you undercook it slightly, you're throwing up and you could die.
Okay.
But then if you want it to not kill yourself, so I'm just to get in shape, I'm just eating rubbery chicken.
And how's that working for you? You losing weight or you?
I don't know. I guess. I look quite good.
Okay, so.
But it's bullshit. It's just scary. Every time I'm eating it, I'm like, I'm scared.
So this hot take
It's
is
bullshit.
that you are terrified of the chicken that you are making.
Yes.
Okay.
I think chicken is stupid. I think they need to design a new chicken that it doesn't kill you if it's not rubbery.
I think you are overestimating the impact of eating undercooked chicken because it's very rarely death.
I got pretty sick once.
Okay. Adam, do you have anything to add to this riveting chicken conversation?
I find it interesting that a hot take could be hypochondriacal.
Whoa, what is that word?
Like here's a hot take. Fuck this thing that I'm nervous makes me sick.
Okay, there we go. See, I understand that. I understand that because it was mocking, and I get that, you know?
Okay.
Maybe. It's not a hot take.
All right. Take so hot you could scald a chicken on it.
Hopefully.
To a safe
degree.
165 degrees. Get yourself a meat thermometer. It'll change your life. All of this guessing work is done.
I do have a meat thermometer because I accidentally bought one. I bought a thermometer off Amazon.
Doesn't matter how you got it, you have it.
You have it, and we're editing this out anyway.
Well, at the beginning of the pandemic, I bought a thermometer because I was worried about.
Oh, you were getting sick, and you.
I wanted to know if I was going to get the disease.
You're such a fucking hunk that you got a goddamn meat thermometer.
And I messed up and got a meat thermometer.
Yeah.
Did you try to use it?
I looked up that it wouldn't work, so it's still in its original box.
Use it for the chicken. It needs to be 165 inside.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
All right, here we go. Scalding hot take. Are you familiar with a haircut place called Sports Clips?
I am, yes.
Sports Clips is a haircut place for men who are
athletic hair.
They are so broken inside that they will only get a haircut if they're surrounded by sports being on TV. And I think that if you get your haircut there, that should come with 2 months of free therapy.
Yeah, right.
I think Sports Clips should include therapy. We're talking about dudes who would get their haircut at Buffalo Wild Wings if that was an option.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Do you think there is a high crossover of guys who get their haircut at Sports Clips and MAGA?
Yes.
Undoubtedly. There's no one who's ever gone to Sports Clip who hasn't had to put their little red hat on a hat rack before sitting on that barber shop.
And what is that connection? Like, why is it just like I can't even think about something that would be qualified as like beauty? So I have to do it in a
It's the puritanical descendant culture that still exists in America from the first people that were just so scared of sex and anything that is related to it. You ever heard of manly bands? It is a ring company for wedding bands that aren't gay.
Just like manly.
The idea You can go to manlybands.com.
Don't do that, by the way. Don't go to Manly Bands.
Don't go to Manly Bands.
And it is rings for men. That the simple idea of wearing a ring, a traditional gold or silver wedding ring that shows that you have a wife, is too gay. And it's got there's camo ones. And there's
it's all like there's like a Roll Tide Alabama ring.
Yeah, but I was looking at it and it's like the Freedom, and one of them is the Predator.
Oh God! Oh no! The Predator is not someone who should need a wedding ring.
Yes,
I have one of those, and it's a picture of Christian Bale from American Psycho.
Yes. Yeah. It's just
that's very disturbing. I mean, the whole concept is insane to me. Like, I understand it as a kid for children, where like my youngest son does not like to get his hair cut, so we have to goose him. We have to take him to this place that has toys.
So race cars, the seat and stuff.
Yeah, it's like we goose it.
But he's a child.
He's a 3.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, that's why there are barber shops, go to a barber shop. Why do you have to be in a place that's has even taken the I don't even know if there is any femininity out of a barber shop.
No, there's no it's just totally projected. But
there's hair in your eyes.
I get my hair cut in the octagon. Grow up, man. Just go get a haircut.
Where men are wearing spandex and climbing all over each other in the straight way.
I wait till I get in a fight and someone rips it out.
Yeah, exactly.
My last haircut was when I was held hostage.
For defending our country.
Other than that,
commemorated here in this Manly Band.
Other than that, it's long hair and rings for me.
Very good. My next hot take is mountain climbing and most extreme sports are manufactured struggle from people who are predominantly white upper class people who don't have struggle. You will never see a mountain climber who is also a good blues musician. And there was some coded language there, yes.
That's true, but do you think just on that analogy, it could be because both climbing a mountain and playing the blues are very hard to do, and there's not enough time in the day to get good at both of them?
God, he's good.
He is good.
He's just getting me on everything.
I just you're right. You're right. That is strange. I never thought about that. That you don't, those sports that are extreme like that.
There's no black people is what I'm trying to say.
We get it.
Right.
We got it.
No, I got that.
There is time to be a black person and a mountain climber.
Yes.
Right. No one said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that. But
so
now,
who is?
I am saying.
Why?
To prove my point.
That's an interesting. It really is a very interesting thing that I never looked at. I mean, I guess subconsciously I think about that anytime I turn on the TV and there's an extreme sport going on, because I immediately am not interested. And maybe that's because I'm if they can afford to be hanging off the back of a motorboat on a lake,
yes,
then their life is good enough that they wouldn't concentrate on getting a basket in a hoop.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's something, it's not as impressive to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a party trick,
I have always felt to some degree the X Games are just white people finding sports they can be competitive at.
Yeah.
And they're
what sport?
They're far from sports at a certain point. You're just I'm fucking riding a dirt bike over a hill. This is a sport.
They're just sports that take away the running and jumping.
Basically, they're just sports that
you focus. You beat me on my feet? Try to beat me in a car.
Yeah.
How about that?
A flipping car.
Skateboarding is a sport.
Absolutely.
That I would say is a sport. And BMXing is a sport.
Yes. Yes.
But when you start putting a motor on it,
yeah, that's where the line stops for sure.
There are also skateboarding is also a very diverse sport.
Right.
Yeah.
By nature of that, it's also a means of transportation.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I got one more hot take here. I think the fact that beloved superhero Captain America, who I think is the personification of the country of America, uses a shield as a weapon, is too on the nose. It's too American in nature, and I don't like it, right? Because he's a superhero who will just beat someone to death with the shield, which is a defensive weapon, and then be like, I am defending myself. You left me no choice. I had to do this. This is self-defense.
It's very be nice to me or else I'll fight back.
Or I will kill you.
I'm nice to everyone unless they attack me.
It's not even. It's he'll get that first shot. He throws that fucking shield, nailing someone in the head, but maybe decapitating someone. It's had to do it. You saw.
This drone
he was
is
coming
for
my
defense.
way. He was walking my way.
Yeah,
that's really interesting. I'm having a little trouble. Can I add a hot take on your hot take?
Please.
I'm having a little trouble with the Marvel universe as a whole because of the addition of characters that are named Marvel.
Right. Yes.
I can't get past that logic for some reason. It's all the other logic I will buy in all superhero movies, but for some reason, a character created for the name of the company that is producing the movies, I can't understand.
I'm uncool. I don't know what characters.
Captain Marvel. Literally Captain Marvel.
What the hell does Captain Marvel do?
It's Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel defends the world from aliens, I think.
It also made her the most powerful of all of them.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But even in that, I don't understand because it's the logic of it. It's where I really start to be well, what is that? What is
it feels like the type of thing that was brought up at a meeting and then no one could say no by nature of what it was, right?
But then even everyone bought in. I mean, the movie made $500 billion, and got good reviews, and people were like, I love this, a fresh take. It's I don't understand. To me, the only thing that I could say that it would be is a Charlie Kaufman type deal where Miss Marvel is writing herself into the
right. It's yes, but it's not like that.
It's not that. Yeah. I just can't understand the logic. I don't get the logic.
At a certain point, I almost think they're it's almost like a challenge within the company to be just how much can we make people debase themselves? How much can we get someone to spend $24 on a Marvel movie called Captain Marvel? I bet we can.
Yeah, and then with no discernible logic.
None at all. Yeah.
Maybe it's just short for marvelous in that world. Nope.
I guess so.
Big no?
I can.
Big no from Adam.
A big coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I think I saw the movie. I don't remember how they arrived at Captain Marvel for her name.
Me either. I don't remember how they justified it or whatever, but the only justification I can think of is someone turning to the camera and being like, I'm Captain Marvel.
Short for marvelous.
And this is just a coincidence.
Let me be very clear.
I don't get it.
Batman is fighting Mr. DC because he's from Washington, D.C. and he's extra bad.
Well, why don't they just make it Stan Lee?
Yeah.
Is the new... I'm playing Stan Lee.
They probably will. That's probably coming up next. And you'll probably get a call in. You'll probably get an audition to play Stan Lee in Captain
Jews
Marvel
don't
2.
get to do that.
That's
Jews
true.
Don't get to
we
do
got
that.
Paul Rudd. He's in there. He's Ant-Man.
Yeah, they gave us one. He's a
They
bug.
gave Ant-Man. Yeah, that's true.
This Jewish person's power is that they can shrink their personality. They don't have to be so big and loud all the time.
Yeah. This one can control the thermostat from anywhere in the house.
He'll crawl into your brain and fix your headache.
Okay, I'm out of hot takes.
I'm out. I think we did it.
Did
we not do it?
We did it. So Adam, the last thing we need from you is just if you want to give us either some advice on how to be edgy, if you want to tell us an edgy story, the edgiest thing about anything that falls under the umbrella of edge, this is your last chance.
I guess the edgiest thing I ever did was I once went like off script at an award show that I was presenting at.
I love this so much. I've watched this countless times. Like, it's the fucking best.
And it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go or wanted it to go. And I think it's actually a real, I think, kind of turning point in my career where people started to think that I had like incel energy. Because it was a little, when I look back on it, it was a little like white. There was a little bit of like white privilege in it to be able to like walk up there and literally the producer was like, we need you to stretch a little. And I was okay. You got it.
Yeah.
No problem. You know? And then my version of that was like trashing the whole thing. And I think like I don't know if they would have, if it would have gone. I mean, they did kick me out of the building. Like, I don't know.
Really?
If it would.
But wait, it was we should clarify. This was an award show for like a business thing, right? It was like best.
Yes,
like
it's called the Streamies.
Yes.
It's called the Streamies, and it was like for product placement on the internet.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, fine.
But it was like a big award. It was actually like a big award show. Like I was sitting at the Daily Show table, and I was like trying to impress my friends, you know, and I did that. But they kicked my wife and I out. They came and they got my wife and they took me with security out the door.
Wow.
When your wife gets kicked out for your actions,
it's bad. But it was good because my wife, like, she's seen me through so many things like this, like where like things have not gone well. She knew what was going on, and so she was like, you know, it was like it was a nice Bonnie and Clyde moment for us.
Ride or die.
I love that. Yeah,
it was like a Bonnie and Clyde moment for us. But then when it started,
let me tell you something. I bet you after that night, you guys totally made out.
Oh, I bet you made out hard.
We did not, I don't think, because we have kids, and I don't think we made out. But and then I did get in the doghouse after, because like when it became embarrassing for her, it was like,
yes, of course,
you know, like a miscalculation.
Totally, yeah.
But but anyway, I think that was the edgiest thing I did, and if I could do it again, I wouldn't.
Yes,
I know that doesn't sound edgy, but I was just trying, like. I was just trying to do a bit.
And to me, it was very funny. But I also look at that type of thing, like the product placement award. I instantly have disdain towards that.
Well, which is why I thought I was going to be in the.
Yes.
But I think that sometimes you forget as a comedian that like that's their livelihood.
They take it very seriously. Yeah. It's their job.
You know, that's their job.
Totally.
And so I was basically being like, everybody in this room, your jobs are worthless.
Right.
Right.
You know, and doing it in a serious manner. I mean, like, I wasn't kidding. You know,
right.
Like, I think I told one winner to go back to college. Like it was not.
Yeah.
Good or smart or funny. It was just like I was just kind of stretching.
Yeah, well, that was on them as well, telling you to stretch at the Webby Awards. But I also think that video has just been like scraped from the internet. It's unfindable.
Yeah, I don't think you can find it. Yeah. And the worst part about it, like when I realized, it was a little bit like Howard. Like, have you ever seen Private Parts? It was like a little bit of like my fart man moment. When, like, you know, he comes backstage after that and he's like in this costume with his ass out and he sees like all these famous musicians who are just kind of like
right,
desperate and pathetic, you know. I had that moment on stage when at the end of it, another personality, like some viral personality, jumps up on stage because she thinks she needs to save it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's when I realized that I was like, oh, right. Like, this joke is for me.
Right.
And these people, this is their life. And I remember she ushered me off like I was an insane person. You know what I mean? You know, she was like, okay.
Right.
You know, and I was like, oh, you don't get it. Like,
yes.
This is terrible. Like, this award show's terrible. What we're doing is terrible. But it's not. You probably spend a lot of time like working on it.
This is kind of your life. And yeah.
And it was a really hard moment for me, actually. Like, so I would like to think that I wouldn't do it again. However, I know that that's not the case. That I would definitely I probably will.
You took a big swing. You know, it could have really paid off, and you learned from it. And being a functioning adult who learns from their mistakes is, you're right, not edgy.
No, and I don't. And I guess this is like me. I want to present the full picture of who I am, which is like sometimes I am edgy, and then sometimes some parts of me are not. Like my favorite euphemism is making out. But you know, at the same time, like I have been, you know, removed from Radio City Music Hall.
It's pretty badass. It is pretty badass.
So,
it served its purpose, if nothing else, for this podcast. So
it served its purpose. I do think though it did. The one thing it did do is that I don't get asked to present at any more award shows ever.
Yeah,
really.
And when I do, they are so fucking nervous.
Right.
Because there's an award show circuit of producers and writers, the same people that work on the Streamies are the same people that do the Golden Globes. It's like all the same people. And so, I presented last year at the Emmys and
oh, you're back. That's good.
Yeah. And right before it was like me and Mary Kondo. And the producers came up and they were like, listen. You know, and I was like, what? They're like, this is on television. This is on television. Do you understand? I was
this
like,
isn't the fucking Streamies.
Yes. And I was like, okay, I got it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Fine.
I do not want to get kicked out of the Emmys. That would be bad for me.
Like, that was bad for me too. But like, you see the same people and they're always like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, you stand here, this line. You see this line? You don't come out until they say. You understand? Yes, I got it.
Yeah.
Don't ask why the Big Bang Theory keeps winning Emmys. So shut up.
Yeah. You don't say shit after the winner. You get it? You announce it, you go. Go over there to that microphone. I got it.
There are bouncers around your wife right now.
Yeah, like, oh, God, she didn't even come with me. Yeah. It's in New York.
They're there. They're going to kick her out of the deli she's in.
Ma'am, you've got to come with me. Why?
It's your husband again.
Yeah.
He's like phone. I'm like, can you believe this guy?
Big Bang Theory? More like big pile of shit.
All right, Adam, this was awesome. Do you have anything you'd like to promote before you drop off?
Oh, no, that's very nice of you guys. Thank you. I have a basketball podcast that I do with some friends called Ball Sometimes Lie that you could find anywhere. I'm just in quarantine.
I can listen to that. That's awesome.
Ball Sometimes
thanks.
Lie?
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, please come on it.
I'd love to.
You know, it's just super fun.
Would love to. Well, thank you, dude. We appreciate you doing it.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was honestly a lot of fun. Really appreciate it. Well, that was Adam Pally. Did I say his name right?
You said his name right. That was Adam Pally. So funny. Check out. You can literally turn on your TV and he is on something.
What a funny guy.
Super
what a
funny.
Nice guy. What a funny guy.
Yes. And Ball Do Lie podcast, I believe. You can check that out.
Balls Do Lie,
too.
yeah.
Well, then I guess all we have left to do is tell people to like and subscribe. Tell your friends. You can give Adam Pally a follow on social media. You can give us a follow on social media.
Yeah, I'm at Instagram K on Instagram and Mr. Graham K on Twitter. I have a new special out.
Oh, talk about the special.
I got a special out on YouTube. Oh my God. So it was only available in Canada this past year on a streaming service, a Canadian streaming service called Crave if you're in Canada. And no one could see my special. It's like the thing I'm proudest of in my life. And it was released last night. on YouTube. Just for Laughs released it on their YouTube page. It's called Graham K Stupid Jokes. You can go to my Instagram. It's just click on the bio. On my bio, I got a link right. You can go link right to it, or you can just go on YouTube and type in Graham K Stupid Jokes. It'll take you right there on the old search bar. Check it out. I appreciate it if you would, and if you don't, I'll find you. I will find you and I will hurt you.
He'll do it. I've seen him do it. And like we always say at the end of every episode of the Edgelords,
fuck you.